Hello, Piscean people. Today is March 18, 2022. We've had already a whole month of Pisces energy, and it's a very late full moon today in Virgo. But all about Pisces. I don't know where to start because when I tune into Pisces, I get lost. I get lost, and I love it to get lost in this big, vast ocean of um, ethereal feelings, ocean of dreams, and everything I like. Crystal stones and dream catchers and music and art and vast places that I just dissolve and I let go of 3D material worries. And maybe to start with, well, how they measure it, I don't know. For that, you can check vibrational revelations. They've measured the constellations, and the frequency of the constellation of Pisces is 900 in 1,000, which in the constellations that from the zodiac is the highest. And this is the constellation, so it has nothing to do with being a Piscean, because you can bring that frequency way down here on Earth through our personality and other influences. But the constellation is 900, which is the frequency of enlightenment. How pretty is that? So Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac in the organic circle. Of course, it can be in a whole other area of your life, not in the 12th, in the last sign, last house, but in another place. I've also have very strong Piscean energy in my chart because I have one of the rulers, Jupiter, in it, and it's squaring the other ruler, Neptune, also. So I kind of get the zooming out of, like Pisces is very like fairy-like. Oh, how I wish just to be a fairy and fly from flower to flower and just, leave my light behind. Yeah, that's me. Also, next to my fiery sign, I have a lot of water. So here you go, Pisces, water. What did I do? I dropped a whole bottle of water on top of all my notes, all about Pisces. Water is all about the emotions and our intuition and how we approach things, not from the mind, but from our feelings. Pisces has the best, biggest, grandest intuition, creativity, but on the other hand, with having no borders, being vast, makes him also kind of irrational and not always accountable and not really applicable to the material world. And a lot of the dreaming can stay just dreaming, or the illusions, the creativity and the visions they have just can become diluted and illusions. Then they can, we can, because we all have Pisces energy, we can just blind ourselves, delude ourselves with the illusions that feel so real. With all the vulnerability they have, they're very vulnerable. They need to protect themselves, their hearts, not only from pain and losses, because this is what they experience all their life. Losses is part of them. A lot of what happens to them is like out of their hands, is like predestined, predetermined. They want to go that way, but dead end street, it has to be another way, and they have to find peace in being in the material life, having to deal with all the losses, and the best thing is to go with the flow, and the peace they want for themselves, they also want for other people. Anyway, they can be very fiery as well, so they have to protect themselves. Go from left to right. This is Pisces. So let's talk about protecting themselves. They have very easily downloads, and talking about the creative vision and the art and the music and the magic and everything that comes with it that they can create. But if their energy is not pure, if they get in touch with less high frequencies, they will delude themselves and others, and this creates again pain and losses, what they need to experience in their life. We all need to experience in our life. We all have Pisces, and in that area, in the area where we have Pisces, it helps us the best to become very pure. And when we feel we have to let go, just let go and let God and surrender in this area. But also when you feel the creativity running, and then go with it. When something from art, creativity, poetry, downloads that are very pure come, just go with it. If it's not right, it will stop anyway, because this is Pisces. When it's the ocean. It will come, it is there all the time, but when you need to drown, you will drown, but then you're there again because you're part of the ocean. The energy of Pisces is one of when they really want something, they really have the energy for it, and they really go for it, and they can burn themselves out. They can go so long just by their belief that they drain themselves so much that they go like for a total burn down. On the positive side is the burning out is not so positive, but in the pure, I'm talking about the pure Piscean energy from without any other planets being there or aspects, they really recover quickly also. So they will find the resources in themselves and also their energy they need, but also if they need wealth and money, for something they believe in, they will find it, and they can also spend it very quickly, like their own energy. They don't need words so much. They're not the most fast, they're not the Gemini, the blah 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 blah, and let's do chit chat. Well, they can, of course, depending on which other aspects you have, but the pure Piscean energy, they don't need words. They are more slow in talking, and they like to learn from not by book, but by seeing somebody doing it, whatever it is, talking, painting. If it doesn't come from themselves, if it's a certain skill, they like to learn it from example. And once they've integrated the skill, it is they keep it forever. Well, they like their ideas and their mind. Their foundation really comes from their ideas and their mind, but they are not always so stable. that goes with the watery element, because their thoughts are very influenced by their emotions, so they're very subjective, and it's harder for them to take a steps back and be for, I'm saying them, but I mean the Piscean energy, to step back and be objective. So it's not always so trustworthy from an objective kind of place, point of view, rather. They shine, they get their energy, they can create their kingdom with a job that they're or their own bosses, or have enough authority themselves, they enough freedom in the job to feel like they don't have a boss, in service to those below us, to those who have a harder time in life. Can be animals too, you know, fish, yeah? Pisces. Anything that, from animals to that need protection from us, from people that need more protection because it's more hard for them to stand up for themselves, to take care of themselves by themselves. The people, the less advantaged people in our lives, and they're very good in this area. This is where they can be very proud of what they do, and they can also well, just get a lot of recognition for that. If this is their daily job, their daily the things that they do, they can be very lucky in their reputation and get help out of nowhere, and they will have a very good reputation from it, and they like to not only just help the people or the weaker. They will want to, you know, not only give them the bread and the fish, they will want them to learn them how to fish. They will want to give them more. They want to give them also the philosophy and a kind of belief system that will help the world. They really want to help the world. Piscean energy wants to transform. They want to they want peace on earth. And on earth, peace in our hearts. Well, like I said, they're not so practical, and they cannot be so practical and reliable. In the lowest manifestation of Piscean energy, they can be complete drug addicts and escaping the world through whatever you're addicted to. Gaming, internet, technology, drugs, alcohol, porn, sex, doesn't matter. Anything that takes us away from the mundane. And when we're completely in that area, there is no reliability anymore to anything, no, not to ourselves, not to others, because we're all in prisoner of our addiction. Anyway, what is very good for and needed for Piscean energy, when they have all this fire and the beliefs what they have, and they want to really create it here in the material earth that is not their habitat, is to get more practical when they go into business relationships, or even, you know, in one-to-one relationships with a partner. It's possible that they attract a person like that is very practical, or critical even, but somebody that really is very discerning, so can be very critical of your very high ideals, and I'm going to save the world. And then you get this person, no, you're not. You know, how you're going to do that? Which step number one, step number two. But in business, it's very good for Piscean to have these qualities in themselves, and tell to themselves, I need to be practical, I have to discern, I have to use my intellect. And or they attract to people that are like that themselves, or they're not, but because they're not, it makes the Piscean become more like that. So when they become more practical because of somebody else pushing their buttons in that way, it's good for them. For the rest, well, their goals, their higher beliefs are very deep. They're very transformative. They're very into the occult. Oh, that's what I also love about it. They embody the all the things that most people say, what? Shamanism, occultism, anything that goes very deep and very high, and that they can actually in a dangerous way push themselves even you know, literally to having to die, you know, to have death experiences, because they really long for this transformation and the change and the death experience, and then to see what to have the rebirth is their goal, is change, which is beautiful, but it can be very intense for themselves and for the people around them, of course. Well, they're very loyal. That is, their ideal is to be very loyal. They're especially loyal to friends. Once you're their friend, it can take a long time to be in their heart. But once you are, you're a friend forever, and they're very loyal and trustworthy to their friends and to their to the group of networks can be like a group of friends for them. And their ideal is to really, with this group of friends networks, to create this better world through being of service to the weaker, through sharing their higher beliefs and their philosophies, and they grow from being of service. And we have to forgive Pisceans for sometimes just, you know, making absolutely no sense at all, and loving them for it, because is their gift and their curse at the same time. They have so much to give, and they really want it. Is their nature, and the downloads they get, don't laugh with it, because they're real. They just need to learn to discern themselves which one they at one point let go of, and which ones they can be manifested in a way to really make a more beautiful place, even if it's just through writing about magic, or making a magical painting, or music, or the help they bring to the weaker. So with the constellation of 900 that supports Piscean energy, look yourself where you have Pisces in your chart. You can find it out on many places, but you have www.astro.com, for instance, absolutely free. And with the full moon today, it is especially cool for Piscean energy to be practical, because it's all in Virgo, the most practical, discerning, critical sign of the 12 signs of the zodiac. So it is the best moment to have to be on top of your plan and to see this I should keep, that I should not keep, this idea, you know, in heaven it sounds great, but here on earth cannot do nothing with it. It can be, you know, by seeing that they are like they can have a practice like meditation, or being near to water and just gazing over the water, playing with children or with animals, and all this by seeing things that really are so good for their soul. And maybe it's a good days around the full moon to, with Virgo, to have this organized plan, that how you become more practical in your highest elevated state of being, in your Piscean energy, in your vast ocean. Yeah. It rules amethyst and fairies. Did I mention fairies? Yay. So Pisceans. The end of the cycle. Letting go, let God. We went through all the signs and we end with Pisces. And we are one in the vast, vast ocean of life. Yes. Bye-bye. Swai, swai. Let's try again.